Today joining me is Obi. Obi is an award-winning actor for a short film called The Right Choice, which was shortlisted for a Sundance Film Festival. It's amazing. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you're streaming this episode, please follow, like, review. Everything is very much appreciated. Welcome everyone. This is the Real Happy Hour podcast, and today we are talking about black female Nollywood producers. With me is Obi, as been introduced at the start of the show. So, Obi, let's just start from what do you think about like the current state of Nollywood? Let's just start from there.
Thanks for having me.
Very
And
welcome.
the current state of Nollywood is a place. It's ripe. It's a place of opportunity. It's a place of true expression now. We're getting there slowly, and I just think it's a mixture of two things: true expression and massive opportunity. You know, those two things are happening right now, as we can see. As we're going to get into. In terms of what the women are doing, crazy, and the men.
Very true. Like Nollywood currently is it's like a, a melting pot of so many amazing ideas, and there's so much talent,
Mm,
and the current state of Nollywood is on such a crazy upward trajectory that
mm,
the levels of content being produced, number one, it's unbelievable, and the quality too is significantly improved from like back in the day, and the stories being told, the quality, the cast and crew, like it's just a very like Nollywood is in such a remarkable space right now, and the potential for what it's going to be, it's really exciting. So we're in a very exciting place right now in terms of just content making, films, TV, YouTube, even like social media influencing, like things of that nature. Like we're just really getting to a great place, and I have like a whole list of movies that I watch over and over again, and TV shows that I watch
mm,
over and over again. So obviously today our main focus is like the female producers of content in
mm.
Nigeria, and the reason I'm focusing on the female because um a lot of the men are doing amazing, content obviously, but I just thought let's just start with the female because there's certain content that's being put out there right now that's just amazing, and is like the collaboration that is happening, and there's a couple of women that are at the forefront of that, and I thought it would be really cool to sort of have that conversation. And we can start with the I feel like she's the one that really switched, that triggered the current state of quality and content production. And this is not from this is the Mrs. or Auntie Musumola Abudu. She's popularly known as Mo Abudu, but I think we all call her as Auntie Mo. And
Mm.
so she's a Nigerian mogul. She's a philanthropist. She's the big boss. So let's just start from her, and then obviously the movie will start with I think
Yeah.
is the wedding party. So let's go.
You know what? It's a great place to start with. Mo Budu is a genius, and um, and she's a great businesswoman, and she's also an inquisitive person. She's always wanting to learn, stretch herself, push herself. And The Wedding Party is a great film to start with because it really was a breakthrough. Because, firstly, at the time, it was the highest box office,
Yes.
highest grossing film ever in Nigerian box office. And then, secondly, it was a trend all over the world, you know, and that was on that platform now. Um, on that platform, lots of other female um, filmmakers now begin to get, deals with Netflix. And the storyline, we'll start with the storyline, I guess. The storyline was very, very clever. It was tribalism, wasn't it? It was two
Mhm.
tribes getting married, and it's the perfect African story, you know. But also, it works so good in a romantic form because the form, which is the whole big wedding thing, can cross a lot of different genres. My Big Fat Greek Wedding, for example.
Romeo and Juliet, for example.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet. So there's so many technical things that are going on there. You've got the fact that it's a romantic comedy in a wedding form. The wedding form in its own, it's almost like its own genre, you know. And then you've got the Romeo and Juliet element of the two tribes, and then of course you've got the facts that it's hilarious, you know. So once you start stacking genres, it's what they call trend stacking. And when you start stacking genres, it helps the film to just open out and just connect to so many different circles. And I think there were some breakthrough performances as well from
Definitely.
some actors, including Adesua and the guy who
Banky
his
W.
name's huh?
Banky W.
Banky was in it as well. But you know the person who is in the wedding party too, who is like I believe the
The brother.
brother.
I think his name is
Yeah,
Blossom. I think his name
what's
is
his name?
Blossom. Blossom.
Not him. Not him.
You don't
There's
think it's
another
Blossom?
guy. No, what's his actor? What's the name of the actor? The actual actor.
Like Banky's brother in the movie.
Yeah.
I think it's Blossom.
Okay, cool. Well, that character, that was like a breakthrough performance for him as well, and so there was quite a lot going on there. Of course, Shola Sopawale was in it as
Shapawale.
well. Yeah, and she is incredible. She is for me, she's like the goddess of Nollywood right now. You know, she's like the queen mother
Or
of
his name is
Nollywood right now.
Enina in Enrique.
That's the guy.
Yeah, not
that
Blossom.
that guy, that performance, for him in particular the second one,
Yeah.
you know, and was like a breakthrough for him, and he now built his career. It was just, you know what, like there was a lot, and obviously Zainab Balogan had
Yeah.
a breakthrough performance
Ike
there
Chukutu
as
had a
well.
breakthrough performance in the first.
Yeah,
Like,
so it was almost like, go on.
yeah, like one of the great signs of like a great like crew or like a brain behind the machine is when you create, you enable the stars or the
Yeah,
to shine. And she not
yeah,
like Mo was Auntie Mo. I'm gonna say Auntie Mo for like as if she's my auntie. Auntie Mo
yeah.
was
She's all of our aunties.
was because she was able to capitalize, or no, she was able to provide an avenue where
Mm,
actors and crew could capitalize off of that
yeah, yeah,
production,
yeah,
because not
yeah.
only were the cast able to shine and even like go further in their career, but this is also like the springboard for Kemi Adetiba and also this Ni Akimolayon. They were both involved
Yes,
in, so both
yes,
of them were
yes.
involved in
Because
the wedding party.
yes, because
Mhm.
Nee directed it. He
Yes,
directed the second one. Yeah, he
Ni, I
directed
think
the second.
yeah, Ni directed the second one, Kemi directed the first.
Yes, yes,
Or
yes,
perhaps
yes.
they were together in the
Yeah,
first, and
yeah,
they were both
yeah,
of them
yeah,
were involved in that. Yeah. So yeah,
yeah. So all in like cast and crew. You're right. It was a launching pad for so many people. That's why we've got to give props to Mo, because she is. I know she doesn't like this title, but she's described as the Oprah Winfrey of Africa. She does really get talent because she wants to be in her own lane, but it's just a nice comparison because what she does, she gets talent and she creates platforms for them to go and flourish.
yeah,
So this is why you have to respect Auntie Mo. She is um, a hero. You know,
yeah.
she is an auntie to all of us because she's able to put the capital down and be scrupulous in business to allow us to express ourselves because she was interested in traditional local stories.
Yes,
That's what she was interested.
an example of a traditional story that she made recently was Elesin Oba. I don't know if you know of that. That's I believe it was a story by Wole Soyinka. And
Mm,
yeah,
mm,
Elesin Oba, the King's Horseman. And
mm, mm, mm,
she
mm.
had it was a Yoruba speaking movie,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
amazing cast, and she's that's which is an interesting thing because also I was gonna go actually compare her to another person who sort of does a lot of remakes, but he's a man and he's part of the Play Network. I don't know if you know him, but anyway, just other movies that she's sort of been involved with, apart from Wedding Party, that have been remarkable.
Mm,
Natural stories, traditional stories.
mm,
Outside
mm,
of Wedding
mm.
Party, she did Chief Daddy, which is a a
Yeah.
typical
Another ensemble
polygamous,
comedy.
another
Yeah, yeah,
ensemble
yeah, yeah,
comedy. Yes,
yeah,
polygamous story and how the
yeah,
families sort of relate in that situation.
yeah, yeah. And
Oloture is another good one.
Olo Toure is another great one. But going back to Chief Daddy, because it's interesting about Chief Daddy is because I feel like Mo Budu's TV is twice is even better than her films. And the second one, right? See Chief Daddy. There was a
Mhm.
character in that film called Castle, who was the lawyer.
Yeah, she
And
was
then
just yeah,
from that character, they now made a TV show, Castle and Castle.
yeah, yeah. Very, very true. But
Re-
I think Castle and Castle existed before Chief Daddy.
oh, really?
Yeah, I think he existed before Chief Daddy. So he came from Castle and Castle to Chief Daddy.
Okay.
The lady, RMD's wife, and
Yeah,
I can't remember her name now.
yeah,
Yeah, because I remember Castle and Castle came out. You know what? Castle and Castle came out 2015, 16, 17,
yeah.
I think, around that
So it's
time.
the other way around.
Yeah, it was the
RMD went into that. That's how
yeah,
you see, like you can see, she's even building universes where you can cross over
exactly,
characters and
exactly.
things like that. And Castle and Castle for me was one of my favorite TV shows coming out of Nollywood. One of my favorite because of just many different things, many different things. But one, the production quality was incredible. Two, the story was so diverse. It reminded me of Suits, the American Suits,
Yes,
you
very
know, where there's different characters in the law firm that are all trying to rise up and sort of like corporate espionage and things like that. But there was also comedy in there as well. So she done really well to, use these local stories to explore what law is like in Nigeria because there's two or three elements to law in Nigeria, and so she really, really, she really explored that really well. She done 2 seasons of it,
true. Yes,
two
sure.
seasons of Castle and Castle. So I'm a big fan of Mo Budu's TV because her TV productions she has total control over them. Some of her film productions are partners with other people, and I think she loses a bit of the quality. You know, we've spoken about the governor before. The
Yes.
governor, man. Oh my
And another,
gosh.
it's just how she found the lady that played the lead in The Governor, and look at her career now.
Yeah,
She's in power.
yeah. Another actress who's just been launched, you know, into high heights. And the governor was really a special TV show set in Calabar. She's showcasing different elements of Africa, different elements of Nigeria in particular. Set in Calabar. Again, it was about the politics of being a governor. And for me, the bit about the governor, the thing, the part of the governor that stands out to me the most was the writing.
Mm,
As I mean, obviously the lead girl was incredible, but the writing was absolutely mesmerizing. I've not seen writing like that in TV for a long time, you know. And so she's really mastered TV, and I know now she's going on to master film.
yes.
She has produced some good films, but I feel like her TV is on a next level. So Auntie Mo she's I do hope to meet her very soon. Because like she literally, I've studied her, man. Like, how she got there, what she done. There's a lot to learn from her.
Yeah, they've also Urban Life has also got this institution in place where they are actually helping to facilitate more creatives. They've got this
Yeah.
institution with the government where they're
Oh,
working hand
yeah,
in
yeah,
hand
yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
Lagos State to fund free education for
Ebony
new.
Life Place, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
remarkable.
yeah,
Or we could spend the whole day talking about Antimo, but there are
yeah,
other ones,
yeah,
other
yeah, yeah,
ladies we also need to um you know give their flowers to. And
yeah,
we briefly spoke about how while referring to a lot of the ways Antimo was able to create or and power and
mm,
create an avenue for future or the current
yeah,
superstars, content creators.
yeah,
Another lady that I'd like us to talk about is Kemi Adetiba. And obviously,
mm,
Kemi Adetiba is, she started from Wedding Party, and now she's got this phenomenon, which is King of Boys. And
yeah, yeah,
like, there's nothing that has stopped the world, like
mm,
in terms of films in Nigeria or even TV in Nigeria, like King of Boys. Have you seen
mm.
what do you think of Kemi? And have
Yeah,
you seen
like
King of Boys?
I think with Kemi now, the reason why Kemi was so successful is because she understood branding.
Mm.
You know, she understood branding, and of course, the film came out first, and 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 I'm just trying to think back. I actually was there for the UK premiere uh, of that. No, I wasn't. It was a different film. Anyway, The King of Boys came out first,
Yes.
and maybe I was there for both of the premieres because
Pictures
I've met Shola
that truth.
Sopawale.
Okay.
I've met Shola Sopawale, and when I
Shubowale.
met Sopawale,
Shubo
Shobo
Wale.
Sopawale, this British accent is killing names. Sobowale. Okay, Sobo, right?
Yeah.
Sobowale. And I met her, and she is just like a darling, absolute darling. And Kemi really created something special there. One, it was the fact that she was a female, but she was a king.
Mm.
You know, that really stood out. And then when the character was so strong, and of course, Charlotte delivered it so well that then they brought it back as a TV series form. And what they done is that they brought in the geopolitics
Mm-hmm.
into it. And that now gave it an element because the best TV shows are many different characters against a system.
Mm.
And that's why it works so well as a TV show format, you know. And of course, it was commissioned by Netflix. I believe it was the second drama series commissioned by Netflix. Was it the second or the first? Which one came first in terms of?
Possibly the second.
Yeah, um, and uh, and she and she and she really created like branding, clothing, you know, that people could wear. So I remember being in a gym in Lagos and I saw someone in the clothing,
Mm.
and it happened to be Kemi's PT. Kemi's personal trainer was wearing the clothing. He was wearing the branding, and I was like, this branding is incredible because what they done is that they made the show into a philosophy that
Mm.
you carry around with you, you know, and so that's why the show was such a hit. I do prefer I did prefer the film though. I don't know. What did you prefer out of the
I
two?
preferred the movie. I mean, sorry, the series. The series was
Really?
completely captivating. Like
Mm.
I couldn't stop watching it. Like I binged the whole thing one time.
Wow.
I sat
Wow.
down and I saw the whole thing. I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Nothing has moved me like that. The only other thing is
Yeah.
Blood Sisters, but like
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I was
Yeah.
so
That's what I
hooked.
was confused between which one got commissioned first from Netflix, Blood Sisters or King of Boys. It might
Blood
have been.
Sisters is after. Blood Sisters is
Yeah.
after King of Boys.
Yeah. But anyway, apart from the legalistics, like it was a great move for her, and I'm sure she's going to do some more with Netflix.
Yes,
And kudos
she's
to her, man.
currently working on something right now.
Mm,
We know she's working on another movie or series of King of Boys, but there's also a
yeah,
different story that she's telling. And also
yeah,
she's
yeah, yeah.
very like she started with music videos, like making music
Okay.
videos. And one thing that
Yeah.
I like about her production is that she's got family involved in her production. Like her brother is like a producer. Like I just
Mm,
like that she's got a family behind, like with her as
mm,
she's making this content. That's phenomenal. Fortunately, there's
mm.
only about three that she's done: Wedding Party, King of Boys, the movie and the series. But like the platform and the level that she's at, like it's just an
It takes a
upward
lot from her. Yeah, it takes
trajectory.
a lot from
And
her to
she's
do.
writing the stories too. Like she's also
Mm,
a
mm,
writer, so
mm, mm,
it's not
mm.
easy, and especially because Nigeria is. I don't think Nigeria is difficult to make a movie, but in terms of like the resource, and when I'm saying resource, I mean like the equipment and all of that.
Yeah,
It can just be difficult in terms of some of the logistics around it. But
yeah.
storytelling in Nigeria can be. You just need a good story. You need a good crew, and and uh, and you'll be successful. So yeah,
Mm,
that's Kemi Aditiba. So let's go on to
yeah.
the next. Can you suggest the next one so that we can briefly speak?
Yeah. The next one we have to mention, I think, um, ooh, we have to mention Jade, you know,
Yes.
or Subaru. We have to mention her because the reason why we have to mention her is because she was the first person to get a deal with Amazon. commissioned to get her work made by Amazon. She's got a 3-year deal with Amazon, with her production company called Griot Studios,
That's correct.
and, and the big flagship show that Amazon was pushing was, of course, Gangs of Lagos, which had this big premiere in Lagos, of course, and and I watched it, and I just thought that the production quality was incredible. You know, the production in terms of the special effects, in terms of the cinematography, in terms of the sound, it was close to perfect. I'm not gonna lie. Of everything that I've seen, the production quality was next level, and there was some great scenes in it as well. A bit gory for me, a
Mm.
bit gory for me. Lots of blood
Gangs of
and
Lagos.
hacking. Yeah, Gangs of Lagos. Yeah, and you know what? I could tell it was inspired heavily by Gangs of New York. Some of the
Mm.
shots were almost like so similar. So I'm thinking that maybe Gangs of New York, the film, really inspired her. And I get it, I get it. It was sort of like almost like Tarantino style, where
Mm.
everything is like exaggerated. But Toby, who's the main character again, the guy who plays the main character, what's
Yeah,
his
Toby Bakri.
Toby? Yeah, Toby Bakary. He what he done is that he made it make sense.
Mm.
You know, he made it. His character made the whole, made it realistic. Brought the realism to the hyper realism of the gangster lifestyle.
Yeah, I
You
think
know,
like
um,
the way you know how like directors have like an actor that they just consistently work with, like Quentin
yeah,
Tarantino has Leonardo DiCaprio. Like
yeah, 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 yeah,
for Jade, it is Toby Bakri. Like he's been
yeah, 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 yeah,
three of her
yeah,
movies, and
yeah,
is and this is a guy that came out of Big Brother, is like a big celebrity now.
yeah,
She's turning him into like an action star, and so for a
yeah,
director
yeah,
to
yeah,
be able
yeah,
to
yeah,
do that, it's really like remarkable. I
yeah,
haven't seen Gangs of Lagos, but I saw Brotherhood, and I was just like,
yeah.
wow, this is a
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Brotherhood was a great story.
Yeah,
Great story. Again, great production as well.
yeah, and I
You
can
know.
see the inspiration from like perhaps CSI. You know the
Yeah,
way the special agents were sort of
yeah, 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 yeah. But also Bad Boys. You know that whole kind of like,
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
you know, that whole kind of like. But it was really good, and the elements of Heat in there as well. I'll go. That's a big stretch to use that film Heat, because that's DiCaprio and DiCaprio, not DiCaprio. It's Al Pacino and who's his arch nemesis, Al Pacino, and of course the name will come back to me. But to bring that film up, because it was where they met. It was like, the typical cop chase type films.
yeah. Like
Police
you can you know that
police
one
drama.
with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks,
Oh yeah, you're talking.
Catch Me or something like that.
Oh
Catch Me
yeah,
If You
Catch
Can.
Me If You Can. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That kind of, and even DiCaprio's also been in a few. Like The Departed,
Yeah.
um, but I know that Jade has watched a lot of American action films, because her work is very sort of action packed, but they're thrillers.
Yeah.
But what brought this story together was the love between two men, the
Mm.
brotherhood, the bromance.
Yes.
Which is what made it so unique, and of course, it picked up multiple awards at AMVCA, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the fact that it was unique. It was an action story, but had a strong philosophical um, anchor there,
Yeah.
and she did well with it. She did really, really well. Both the lead and the anti-hero were both good in the film. It was
It's interesting you pointed out the Brotherhood, because in her other movie Sugar Rush is Sisterhood. So and I'm
oh
just
yes,
yeah.
yes,
So,
yes, yes.
yeah.
And again, Sugar Rush was an incredible production quality,
Yes, it was.
and it was absolutely hilarious.
Huh?
It was so funny, man. It was so funny. So you have to give your props to Jade.
Yeah.
She is what the work that she's doing, the quality of her work. I'm not too I'm not too sort of like, I feel like she still has a way to go with with like with plot. She
Uh,
still has a little way to go with plots and end the film, and how to because I felt like Sugar Rush, sometimes you can get sort of like get carried away with theatrics,
Mm.
like funny, like random
I
events.
think Toby got away with the money in Sugar Rush, didn't he? Was it no? It was oh, it wasn't
Yeah,
Toby. It was some random guy that found
yeah, that
somehow.
like random. Do you understand? It's like they still need to work on a few things in terms of plot, but
Yeah.
her
Yes.
production quality is really really good, and she's got some great actors, and you know what? She directed a film called The Trade.
Okay.
Oh my god, she directed that. I don't think it was her own production, but The Trade is probably one of my favorite Nollywood films of all time.
Okay.
You know, so she's got the eye, she's got a
Mm.
gift. She can bring dramas together really well, but she's not there yet. She's still growing as an artist.
Yeah. She's phenomenal, and her content is amazing. And
Yeah,
it's only upward trajectory. That's
110%, 110%.
so. Now we've spoken about Moa Budu, we've spoken about Kemi Adetiba, we've spoken about
Yeah,
Jade, and the next one
yeah,
has to be the one that's sort of just she's been in the game for so long. Like she's been in
yeah.
like the 90s or early 2000s, and you know she was. I don't know if you know this series called I Need to Know. This was like a early 2000s, late 90s series.
No,
It
I
was
don't
like a
know that
very
series.
well. Obviously, we're not in Nigeria. In the UK, I was in Nigeria then, and
Yeah,
this was like our skins, like our version of skins. Without obviously, Nigeria is very conservative, so we
yeah,
don't talk about drugs, we talk about sex. But this
yeah,
was the closest thing to where teenagers were talking about life and about
yeah,
sex and about sexual health and about
yeah.
respecting your elders, just morals. And
Mm,
it was a diverse cast of about maybe 4 or 5 girls, by the way, not even boys. And one
yeah.
of these girls in the series, sorry, was Funke Akindele.
Ah,
And then you're like,
interesting,
what is he
man.
thinking? What's he saying? Where's he going? I was like, yeah.
Interesting, interesting. I was like, where are you going with this? Like, I was like, what are you on, man?
So yeah, Funke Akindele is a phenomenal
Good setup for
actress.
Funke. Good setup for
Yes,
Funke
yes,
because she is a phenomenal actress
yes,
and she is a formidable filmmaker
yes, she is.
because of she now holds the title of the highest selling film in Nigerian box office with almost no with
Ghetto. Battle of
Battle of
Bukar
the
Street. That's right.
yeah, Battle of Bakar Street. And then I think Omo Ghetto is second, I
Yes.
believe. So she holds the first and second place and I think the reason being is because she has these eccentric female characters
Hmm.
in her productions.
Yeah.
She had these
But she has
eccentric
a
female
way
characters.
of communicating to the general mass. You
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Well,
yeah,
everyone is on this movement of we have to be stoosh, we have to be,
yeah,
posh content. She's like,
yeah,
no, I know my audience, and they are the
yeah,
general public. And
yeah.
the way people root for her, I don't think there's anyone Nigerians root for like the way they root for Foke Akedele. Also,
Really?
she's been on our TV screen since the 90s, early 2000s. So we've seen her in Yoruba
Wow.
films. Like after that hit series on AIT or something like that, like she then went into Yoruba movies where she was a Yoruba
Yeah,
actress, and
yeah, 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 yeah.
there was a
And
little break.
what is she in a really, really popular YouTube show where
Yes,
she's like, was
that was a movie. They started as a movie. It's Jennifer's
what's
Diary.
it called? Jennifer's Diary.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. That was so big online, man.
that was
So
like
big.
that. Really, just
You know.
that was her comeback. I felt because
Yeah,
there was a break, and then she did Jennifer's Diary, and
yeah,
she capitalized on Jennifer's
yeah,
Diary.
yeah,
I think it was Jennifer. The movie was Jennifer, and then she made
yeah,
Jennifer's Diary from there,
yeah,
and
yeah,
she,
yeah, yeah. Which was absolutely hilarious.
yeah, yes, it was.
It's like there's comedy, yeah, and then there's comedy genius.
Huh.
And she's there, that comedy genius, like where when you switch on that camera, it's not going to be it's unscripted.
Mm,
It's like the ad libs, it's the facial expressions, it's the timing, the comic timing, it's the power that she delivers with it, and then sometimes she's gentle with it. She is an absolute comedy genius, I have to say. You know, she's a comedy genius, and she can do like serious as well.
Yes.
Not knocking her, not boxing her, but she's a comedy genius. I mean, in Omo Ghetto, the saga,
Huh.
there's a scene when she plays two characters. So they switch to her.
Yeah.
She's somebody. Then then it's the same actor but a different character
Yeah.
in a scene. So they switch. So she's basically playing two characters,
Yeah.
and each character is so different
Yeah. Very true.
in that particular scene. It is, you know, she deserves all the accolades that she gets or that she's going to get, because that performance in Omo Ghetto the Saga was sort of like a once in a lifetime performance, if that makes sense. You
Yeah.
know, again, I have to say she still has some way to go with plot,
Mhm.
um, because I find that when you do comedy, sometimes it just gets carried away and on this and this and this and this and this, you know. And so they do have this, but apart from that, like the production quality was amazing. Maybe just comedy is not my thing. I don't really connect to it as much, so maybe that's why I'm critiquing these comedy. But but I just think that, you know, they're always continuously growing, and again, some great performances in the Battle of the Buka Street, which was
Yeah.
again an interesting story, really really interesting story
Yeah.
about two girls who had rival food companies.
So it was,
Yeah,
but we're not just two. They were also sisters. They were
two
like,
half sisters,
yeah,
two half sisters
yeah.
that had rival food companies,
And
and they
like,
had this.
if you even look a bit deeper into it, it was how like trauma was generational. So it was also possibly, I read into things a lot. So it was
Of
also
course,
possibly the trauma of, because the relationship her parents had, that same
yeah,
dynamic. The sister was also living the same dynamic, played by,
yeah,
oof, I was going to say Niedo, but I can't remember her
yeah,
name now. Where she was also like her husband who had a different girl, but instead of staying in the marriage like her mom did, she decided to leave.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
mm,
Played by Mercy
ooh,
Johnson.
Mercy Johnson, that's it,
Mercy
that's it.
Johnson. Mercy
Yeah.
Johnson, who's another empress of
Mm,
Nollywood film. You
yes.
know, so it was the two together. It was just fantastic performances from them, and I think the production quality was great as well. And that one had a in this instance, that one had a really good ending actually, had a really good ending of reconciliation.
It
So I
was,
think,
I can't remember how it ended actually.
yeah, we won't spoil it for them, but like,
You can spoil it.
um, it was just put it this way, it was just an ending that was very philosophical and very, it's almost like the two sisters kind of like, anyway, yeah, we won't spoil it, but we will say
You can
that
spoil it.
it we will say that it's a good film. Watch it, you know, enjoy it, enjoy the performances, and I think Funke is growing as a writer, as a
Mhm.
producer, you know, and so we definitely have to give her props to her, you know.
The only thing I'm
Uh,
slightly worried about is I know her and her ex-husband were like partners in a lot of the production, so I don't know what that's going to look like now that they're not together anymore. So
oh
obviously her
wow,
sister too is part of the production, but I don't know what that. And her husband, her ex is JJC, you know JJC from the music JJC guy. I know that. Anyway, I'm excited
so
to see what
you're
she
thinking it
does.
might, yeah,
Yeah, I don't
she,
I
it might,
because yeah because also like when Jennifer's Diary became a thing, that's when this, I don't know if it was a day thing or if it was her
mm.
idea, but they created their own streaming service where
Oh
you could get access
wow,
to Jennifer's Diary. So says this, she has her own streaming service of her content. Yeah.
wow,
So
that's
and it's
amazing, man. That's
very,
innovative,
yeah, and it's
you
very
know. That's very
affordable.
innovative.
It's very affordable, so everyone has it. The market seller, the bricklayer, the plumber,
Wow.
like everyone has access to it. It's affordable, and you can just imagine how
What's the
much
name of the
money.
streaming service?
Ooh, I cannot remember, but I will find it.
Yeah.
I will find it.
And while you're finding that, I would say another person that we have to mention, well, two people that we can mention in passing, because Chinine Noir, you know,
Uh,
who was the producer of Shantytown, you know, which is on Netflix. We have to mention her, man, because, but obviously we'll get to her. And another person, just to throw in there, Dami Alibi, who was the producer of Far From Home. I think she might have written it as well. So I just thought I'd just throw in two other names there that would just like. I don't know if you know. Did you see Shantytown? Did you see it?
No, I didn't see Shantytown.
Oh
I
my
just like
word!
I've always wanted to watch it, but I just never
Oh
had
my
the time.
word! It's like it is. Yeah, Chi Chi. We'll call her Chi Chi because that's what she's called for short. Chi Chi Noir. Like she created like a production quality there with Shantytown that is really on par with Gangs of Lagos, if not better. The
Mm,
shots, creatively and artistically, the lighting, the locations, it really is something spectacular in terms of a production quality. And the world was very believable as well. Again, the ending, it wasn't, I think we're not there yet on a whole with Nollywood and film endings. But I'm very sort of like I believe that the ending of the film should be also not it should be should answer a question, but also it should also um, ask another question. You know, it should be both. It should conclude something, but also continue a journey. You know, and but apart from that, like the acting was just absolutely unbelievable. You know, again, Nancy was in it. Nancy Isime, help me with
SMA.
the pronoun.
That's right.
Yeah,
Nantissime.
and then of course we had a big cast and crew that all made great contributions to it. And the story is about a guy who pimps out different girls.
Mm,
But I just think that Chi Chi is going to be the next Funke. I think Chi Chi is going to be the next Funke, because of her, her focus and what she managed to do with Shantytown in terms of the whole production, and the quality. It was really, really, really something spectacular. Really something spectacular. And then, of course, um, Dami Elibi, who was involved in Far From Home. Did you watch Far From Home?
no, that's
Far
the
From
one
Home
with
is superb.
Banky.
Exactly. No, not Banky. It's good. It's the one with It's the one about the kids in the school, in a
The
private
Netflix one.
school. Yeah, the Netflix
Okay.
one. Yeah. It's it's got a whole range of different people in it. The main guy was an actor called Funny Bone.
Okay.
And then Funke, your girl's in it. Funke Akindele, um, obviously R&B, and just lots of
Olumide
different,
Oboro.
yeah.
Yes.
But what I liked about Far From Home, it was different in terms of like it was about kids a guy who conned his way into a private school,
Mm,
you know, and then from there he was trying to survive, but he was caught up in drugs and things like that. And so it was about navigating that world of a poor guy who is trying to be someone, um, but but he was actually quite smart as an artist. It was a private school where he was studying art. He was trying to get an art scholarship. He was a really gifted artist, so he was battling this world of progressing as an artist, but also trying to overcome, this gang, this local gang. And so, yeah, it's a really, really great ensemble performance. I'm guessing Funny Bones is nickname, um, the lead guy, the lead actor who played. Um, but it was just great to see because Dami, was the person who created Skinny Girls in Transit.
okay, that's that popular
Yeah,
series.
yeah. And I just feel that Skinny Girls in Transit was a phenomenal piece of um, uh, filmmaking that launched a lot of careers. So you have to give Dami props.
Mm,
You have to give Dami props.
very,
She
very true.
launched,
That's where
yeah,
we knew of that the lead girl because I'd never heard
yeah,
of that before that. And
yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah, yeah. So yeah, and also the writers, so
yeah,
some of the
yeah,
writers of that show really got more opportunities because of Skinny Girl
Yes,
and
they
Transit.
really did. They really did. And the girl who, who played, well, there was two girls. There was two girls that really stood out for me in Skinny Girls in Transit. One of them was the girl who played. Let me just get the cast up now. Um,
Okay, her name is Sharon Uja, the
yes,
lead.
Sharon. Sharon was like a breakthrough talent, and then obviously you
Minnie
had
Dima was in there too.
Amibola Craig. Amibola Craig. Yeah,
So fun
Amibola
fact.
Craig was the lead girl, and she was
Oh, fun fact. I've
incredible.
never seen Skinny Girl in
Yeah,
Transit,
you've never seen it. I mean, it's quite long, but I think the
but it was a
first
phenomenal. Like it came and it was like boom. Like
breakthrough,
yeah.
yeah, it just literally crashed the internet.
Mhm.
Beverly Naya was in it, Timony. So it was just like lots of breakthrough female performances. But Sharon, man, after Skinny Girl in Transit, Sharon just went through the roof.
Yeah.
So I feel like these female producers are creating platforms for talent.
Yes, they are.
They're risking capital, and then they create these platforms for you to showcase your talent and go off and have illustrious careers.
Very
So
true.
you have to give them credit. Honor is due where honor is due.
Very correct.
you know.
That is all of my list, by the way. I can't think of any
Yeah.
any
That's all of
more.
mine as well.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I was thinking just before we started this recording, I was thinking
Yeah.
of it might be cool to sort of have a game that we can play.
Yeah.
We can do that just to wrap up this episode. And I was thinking I would just say like a movie quote and see if you can remember the movie.
Okay. Let's do it. No
And
pressure.
it might not even be a quote, yeah. It might just
Yeah.
be like a sentence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
one word.
Damn. Boy, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure. But let's do it. Let's do it.
And I'm gonna time it by the way.
Oh
So
damn. How many seconds?
every one word has about 60 seconds. That's more than
Well,
enough time.
okay. Cool. Cool.
So
Cool.
the first word is Jack, a name. What comes to your head when someone says
Jack.
Jack? A
Nah,
person.
you gotta give me a bit more than that.
Come on. Jack.
Jack. Jack. Jack. Jack.
Jack.
Is it African films?
No, not African films.
Oh, okay. So films in general.
Yeah.
Jack. The only thing I can think of is Jack Nicholson.
No, not a person. The role he's playing is Jack.
Jack. Oh, Jack. 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 No. Pass. What is it?
That's from Titanic. Isn't his name Jack in the movie?
Oh. Well, you have to give me like a line.
I said
Help
Jack.
brother out.
Jack. Okay, all right, that was hard. I'll give you another one. Remember.
Oh, that's gonna be from a Disney film. Remember. I'm thinking a Disney film. I'm thinking maybe like something like the remember. Is it not? Is it not? Is it not Cinderella?
No, I'm gonna give you more clues. More. Remember the 5th of November.
Yeah.
That really helped you there.
Yeah. I mean, if it's not a Disney film, then it's gonna be like a romance.
Okay,
A romance.
I'll try and remember the 5th of November. No?
Is that something like? Is that something like? Oh, is it a comedy? It's a comedy,
No.
isn't it?
It's like a thriller. Like
Oh!
Come on.
It's the Morgan
Yes.
Freeman film.
Bro, come on. Bro, come on. This is beef of vendetta, man. I love you.
I'm not a film buff to that level where I can remember films from just the lines. I'm not that type of buff.
Okay.
I'm buff, but not that. Not that type of buff.
Okay. I'll give you one more, just one last one. This is an easy one because I'm also giving you this one because you mentioned this person.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say a name. This name is a character in this movie. Very popular movie. Beatrice Kiddo.
Say the name. Say the line again.
Beatrice Kiddo, like the name Beatrice.
Beatrice Kiddo.
Ah, don't type it. Come on now.
No, I'm not typing it. I'm not typing it. Beatrice Kiddo. It's gonna be that's gonna be a Al Pacino film. Um,
Mm, wrong,
no, a De Niro film.
wrong.
Or it's gonna be a Leonardo DiCaprio film.
Um, no.
Oh wow,
Come on.
Beatrice Kiddo. Beatrice Kiddo. Oh, it's a Jack Nicholson film.
No.
I'm trying. And all I'm doing is going back and
Yeah, I can
trying to
tell.
mention all the people that I've mentioned.
You're so close. You're so close.
Beatrice Kiddo. Beatrice Kiddo.
It works with
Um,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
oh, it's Matt Damon.
Oh, my brother, come on. Did you say Matt Damon at all in this? No, you just say Matt Damon.
Works with Leonardo DiCaprio. Works with Leonardo DiCaprio. Then it's gonna be
Director.
it's a director that works with Leonardo DiCaprio. So then it's gonna be like
You
it's
mentioned
gonna
him.
be it's gonna be like a Scorsese.
We
Um,
mentioned him. We spoke about him.
oh, there's quite a few directors that work with
We spoke
DiCaprio.
about him today now.
But there's one director that works with him a lot. Um, that worked with him a lot. One of them was Christopher Nolan.
Bro.
Um,
Well, we did
the
speak
other
about
one,
Christopher Nolan.
no, I know.
Both of them.
I'm just trying to think about who. I'm just trying to think about who we spoke about.
Django.
Oh, Tarantino.
There you go.
Tarantino.
Come
Yeah,
on, man.
Tarantino.
All right. So what movie? What, have you seen a lot of his movies, Tarantino movies?
Yeah, I've seen quite a few Tarantino movies.
Beatrice Kiddo.
Beatrice
Wait,
Kiddo.
Beatrice
Is it Pulp Fiction?
No. You're just gonna be listing it now. I'm just gonna stop you. It's from Kill Bill. Kill Bill. That's her name. Her name is Beatrice Kiddo.
Of course. You know, and I've seen Kill Bill. Oh,
That's
I've
like
seen
my
Kill
favorite
Bill.
film. So maybe I'm biased and it's stuck in my head because it's something I've watched.
Which one's your favorite? One or two?
I think I like bits of both. Like,
Yeah, so you're
like,
taking them as one
yeah,
film.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's one film.
Yeah. And is there a third one? Kill Bill.
No, there should have been. We all wanted the
Yeah.
third one 10 years after the second one, but
Yeah.
we didn't make it.
Yeah. I mean, it's an incredible film series. It's an incredible film series. It really is. It really is. And yeah. It's something that. But they say he's copycat though. They say he's copycat, like copying a lot of the Korean films and making it putting them American characters in it. Even if he is, in that instance, we're all copycats.
Yeah,
But
exactly. We all get
but
inspired by something.
yeah, and he done it really well, man. He done it really with the text. I remember it's just some of the scenes, man. Vivica A. Fox.
That's my favorite scenes of the movie. Like
That
the
scene,
fighting
man, in the kitchen.
on.
Yeah. Oh my
Amazing.
gosh. Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful stuff.
Yes. Well, that's it. That's it for today. This episode. They're gonna come back and we're gonna do the men producers
Let's
that
do
are
it, man.
killing it in the game. So
Let's
thank you
do
very
it.
much for making the time and coming on and sharing your opinion, your experience, and all of the great things that you've shared so far. So thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. It's been an absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. And I'll just say, continue doing all the great things that you're doing. And of course, all the viewers, like and subscribe, get involved, partner, push. Let's keep telling these stories.
Yes, awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Come on. All right. Peace and love.